Thank you for being here today. And what were you doing before November?
I started teaching.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fantastic. One of the best.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Equations for Excellence, a podcast series powered by CASIO calculators. So I am here today with a very special guest who is going to talk to us about how she has maneuvered through life taking calculated risks. So please join me in welcoming Beverley Richardson. How are you, Beverley?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for being here today.
No problem. I'm happy to be here.
Good. I'm happy you're here too. So, Beverley, you are an HR manager. Tell us a bit about your role and the company you work for.
Okay, so I only started working for them in November last year.
Okay.
And I thoroughly enjoy the HR manager thing. Mm-hmm. It's a completely different role to where I've been before. Absolutely love it. I am at the center of everything. I am the hub. They want something, they come through me, which makes me feel very important, but I love it. It's so good.
How many people in the organization?
There's only about 25. We have some that are remote workers, some that are in the office.
Okay.
But they're a great bunch.
All
really
right.
nice to work with.
And what were you doing before November?
Oh, so before that, in the olden days, I started teaching in 1997, the day after Princess Diana died.
Okay.
And been teaching English and drama for 14 years in the UK, and then said something needs to happen, something different. So that's when I came to Dubai in 2011.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 12 years ago, you came to Dubai.
Yeah.
And you continued teaching here.
Yes, teaching just English here as a second language to 95% Emirati kids. It was fantastic. One of the best things that I've ever chosen to do.
Wow.
So good.
But then you decided you needed a bit of change.
Yeah.
And would you say that this was well thought out when you made that change, when you made that career change?
I'm not sure that I think anything through properly. I'm more a kind of a give it a go and see what happens kind of girl.
So you don't take calculated risks?
I suppose there must be some calculations in there somewhere, but I'm one of those people that will kind of go into it and then afterwards look back and say, I can't believe that you did that. But you did. So I actually started, my friend was doing HR and she told me all about it and I said, that sounds like my kind of thing.
Right.
That's the center of everything. Yeah. You're the person where people come to you with problems, with gossip, anything. I'm in there. So that was when I started doing the qualifications as CiPD online, level 3. And I was teaching and I was tutoring. And then I was trying to get some experience with my friend who has an HR business.
Okay.
But then it came to last year where the management had changed and just things were just not the same. And it was, when you're on the edge, am I going to make that plunge and go into HR or do I stay safe?
Okay.
So I suppose that would be the calculated risk where I went, it has to change.
And do you think, was it difficult to change careers completely from teaching, from education to HR? And how receptive were they to give you that first chance?
Yeah, it was, I feel very lucky that I have been given that chance, but especially as a manager role as well, because I had minimal experience, but the boss took a chance on me and it's paid off. I hope you'd say that. I'm still there, so that's good.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, it is. But I had a lot of sleepless nights. Like, do I stay safe or do I go into this position that I think I'm going to love?
Right.
And thankfully,
So you risked it and it worked out in your favor.
Yeah.
Where do you
really
think you would be if you hadn't taken this risk?
Well, the schools have been back, 3 days now. I think I'd be crying somewhere down the back of my sofa, maybe. I don't know. It's, you have that horrible sick feeling in your stomach when you have to do something the next day that you really don't want to do.
Okay.
And that's what it had become, having to go in. The Sunday night's horrific. Now, Sunday nights are fantastic because the next day I'm going into a job that I love.
Fantastic. It is, teaching is a very difficult job. I wouldn't even imagine being able to do it myself, having 2 kids at home. I'm very well, thank you. But yeah, it's good that you say that because at some point in your life, sometimes, and some people need that career change. Could be mid-40s, there's like a tipping point.
There is, yeah. Especially it was teenagers that I was teaching as well. So, yeah, they have their own minds.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. But actually, in my HR course that I'm teaching alongside of the managing, part of it is that they say that when you are thinking about a career change, generally it's something like when you've been at a school reunion or some kind of reunion and you compare yourself to other people, or when you hit like a milestone birthday. And I was 50 in February.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
So it's a fact that things change around the age of 50.
Yeah, or 40.
Or
Just
40,
when it's a milestone and you look,
age.
kind of look at your life and you say,
let's
what am I doing?
reassess.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing.
Well, I think so. Yeah.
How in your HR, as an HR manager, how would you motivate your team or the employees at this company to take calculated risks?
Yeah, well, because we're a sales team, we work in education.
Right.
So we have a sales team who we get leads and they respond to the leads and they have to speak to the people and persuade them that, yes, we are the best education company and we are the best. And they need to sign up. So they take risks all the time. They are calculating their risks all the time to say, okay, where am I going to go with this conversation? Do I go in hard and, like bully them that they need this? Or do I persuade them and be nice and gentle and take some time? They do this all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would be the biggest risk you've taken since November in this new job of yours as an HR manager?
Do you know, I think recruitment. Because when you are recruiting people and you're speaking to them face to face and they're promising you something and you look at them and you have to decide.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Do they mean that? Are they saying that because they know that's what I want to hear? And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't.
Just some techniques to figure out if someone's telling the truth or not.
Well, there's the age-old thing about, if people are lying or not. If they're lying, if they're making it up, they look one way and up.
Yes, I heard
and
of that.
if they're thinking, they look the other way and they look down. So
the customs agents also look at that.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
So are you bringing anything back, Miss Beverley?
Never.
So it's if you look up to the right, you're lying.
Yeah.
Note.
I'm going to try and stop doing that then. But it's literally just looking at people, because I take people on face value.
Yes.
I never set out to think that person is lying to me.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you're disappointed because you find out that they are and you think, why? I didn't lie to you. What? So that I find quite disappointing. But yeah, recruitment. So I don't know what my stats are at the moment for recruitment, but we're doing all right. We're doing well.
Retention, is that a problem as well? Especially in sales, must be difficult to
It is difficult
meet.
because we have the sales team and then we have the trainers. So they have lots of different things that they're training in, and it's full on, it's full time, because they will be back to back with classes because we've got so many students that they need to get through.
Right.
But yeah, the sales team works hard as well, and they are focused. They've got targets to reach, and I mean, it's the end of the month now. Tomorrow is the last day. They are focused on, we need to hit this target. We need to get this. Otherwise, they don't get the bonus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What would be your next upcoming risk, if you have one? If you have a certain goal that you're trying to achieve? Personally, yeah.
I think that I need to carry on helping to build this company, because the boss is good. He asks me for an input in things, so helping to make it bigger and better. We've got expansion plans that are coming up, and it's
so you have that
really
support.
good. Yeah, it's fantastic. So that I think was the next thing for me. Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Do you incorporate any of the lessons that you've learned through teaching? Do you incorporate that in your current job?
I think probably things that are common between the two: patience.
Okay, yes.
Because I know that one's children and the other's adults, but sometimes adults are just the same as children. They're just taller. So it's like, big kids. So being patient with them, listening as well. They come in and they've got something that they want to get off their chest, and that's fine. Are you busy? Well, yes, of course I'm busy, but come in. That's what I'm here for. So listening to them, trying to help them through a solution, because if I give them the solution, they'll keep coming back for me to sort it out for them.
Gosh,
If
you
I
sound
try
like a counselor.
well, that's part of it though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's my next question. This new Generation Z, do you find them taking more risks as to, the type of career they'd like to have? And this, I won't say entitlement, but do you find they are bigger risk takers when it comes to their careers? And yeah, by that I mean more demanding.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, I would say that the majority of the sales team are from that generation. And I think sales is definitely more risk-taking rather than the trainers. The trainers all seem to be older. And I think money-wise, they get a more stable salary, whereas sales, they've literally got to be in there getting the sales to be able to get the good salary, to get the goods. I mean, they get rewarded for it, very well rewarded when they get it, but it's a risk. And you take that risk every single day, every single month.
Right.
Which is difficult.
And I feel that this new generation, Generation Z, takes a lot of risk in addressing management with their demands, what they prefer to have as, their work day, if it's remote working. Do you agree with that?
I think they try to, but the good thing with our group is that they are quite respectful. So although they'll come to me and they'll say, well, this, and this, but then they wait for my response. And if I say, I'm really sorry, that's not going to happen, that's, right, okay. Then they'll come back, later on and ask, well, what about this then? But I think respect helps. If you've got respect, then it's okay. It's okay for them to make demands as long as they respect the response that they get.
Just like the teens you were teaching?
Yeah.
Miss,
yes.
Can we not do the test?
Well, what they would do, they would try and distract me, which is very easy. And they'll get me off on a completely different tangent. And then suddenly you think, oh, I've got a lesson to teach. Where have I been? But yeah, humor helps as well. If you can get humor in everything, we can get through anything in life.
I totally agree with that one. Well, thanks a lot, Beverley, for joining us today. And on behalf of CASIO Calculators, I thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.